Polls are open this morning in Virginia as voters get ready to decide whether to redraw their state's congressional districts in favor of the Democratic Party. The new maps in Virginia would be in place until 2030 and could give Democrats up to 4 additional House seats. Now, just last night, President Trump urged Virginians to vote against the measure, warning that Democrats will take control of Congress if it passes.
What's going to happen if we lose these elections, the House and this case, the House, and it's going to be a disaster. If they do this, they're guaranteed to pick up a lot of seats. And everybody knows it's unjust, including them.
Meanwhile, House Democrats say this is a nationwide issue, not just isolated to Virginia. Eric Holder, a former U.S. Attorney General under the first Obama administration, previously advocated against partisan gerrymandering. But over the weekend on CBS News Face the Nation, he said this is now about a fair fight.
What were we supposed to do? Nothing? Just allow them to try to stack the deck, to try to steal seats? And all we're trying to do is meet them and try to make the system as fair as it possibly can be. And that's all that this is about. And it's temporary, and it is also something that the citizens have the ability to say yes or no to.
Let's bring in CBS News political director Fin Gomez. Good to see you today, Fin. So for voters watching right now, how can they distinguish between the difference for fairness and then stacking the deck in this instance?
Mugo, that's a great question because both sides of this ongoing redistricting fight are claiming fairness as part of their argument for their position on this measure. Supporters of the referendum, of the measure, led by Governor Abigail Spanberger, a Democrat, say this is a direct counter to President Trump and his Republican allies in Republican-led states like Texas, North Carolina, and Missouri, where they underwent similar measures to increase Republican-friendly districts. But Republicans that we spoke to today say that it's a blatant power grab. They say that Virginia is not Texas or California, states that are dominated by one party, but is actually more of a purple state. If you recall, Kamala Harris back in 2024 won the state by about 52% of the vote. We did speak to some voters a few minutes ago. Take a listen to what they had to say.
Well, I voted no because the whole focus of the amendment, the referendum, is to disenfranchise, frankly, a good deal of the state. Rural and poor voters, and to a large extent minority voters, are going to lose their votes.
Well, I voted yes because I feel like the overall intent of the President of the United States directing state legislatures to redistrict so that he can garner more votes undermines our democracy. And I think it is completely appropriate for states to countermand that directive and say no.
Now, there's been a steady stream of voters at this polling location. Look, it's anecdotal, but from this perspective, it's a very high turnout, frankly, what we've seen here. And remember, Mugo, this is the only thing that's on the ballot today. It's not a presidential election. It's not a midterm. This is the only item on the ballot. So this type of engagement does raise a lot of questions about how this turns out. We will see. Voting ends. The polls close here at 7 p.m. tonight. Mugo.
Yeah, we shall wait and see. Fin Gomez, I think the first time I've seen you outside, the scarf, the outfit, I love it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Nice. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.